Hey everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. In today's recipe, I'll be sharing with you how to make that perfect donut. See guys, today is a good day, and if you've been wondering on how to make a perfect donut, don't worry, just come closer, come to the front, because I'm going to bear it all for you guys today on how to make the perfect donut. Just take a look at this guys, just take a look at this. See, and I'll be sharing with you how to also make the custard fillings that are used in this recipe. This is that donut that you need to try it. But before we go right into the recipe proper, if today is your first time here or you are yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, please just take a moment and hit the subscribe button below. It is very important to us. All right, guys, we go right into the recipe. So for this donut recipe, we'll be adding in our milk. I use 2 cups plus 2 tablespoons of warm milk. I'll be adding 1 teaspoon of vanilla flavor, 2 eggs. I'll go ahead and mix all these things together. See, the detailed recipe of everything we use here will be written in the caption below, so do well to check it out. We need to properly mix this together so that everything will just be well dissolved. So that is what we are doing here. After mixing, I will take this and I'll set it aside. So I'll bring the bowl that I'll be using to mix all this together, and inside this bowl I'll be adding flour. This is 5 cups of all-purpose flour plus 2 tablespoons of powdered milk. I added it together, and this is 60 grams of sugar, 1 tablespoon of active yeast. The yeast have to be very active, and this is 1 teaspoon of salt, half teaspoon of grated nutmeg. I'm going to mix all this together. If you are not sure whether your yeast is very active, I would advise you to proof your yeast first. That's by adding yeast, water and sugar. You have to proof your yeast first before using it. But if you are sure, you can just go ahead to use it as I am doing. So I've already created hole at the center of this mixture, and I've poured in the wet ingredients. I'm going to combine all these together. See, there are 2 methods of making this. Either you use your mixer to knead this, or you are going to knead with your hand. Just kneading with your hand will just take a little more time. Just before I transfer this into the mixer, I just like to mix everything thoroughly with my spatula or my wooden spoon to make sure that everything is well combined. You can as well knead this with your hands. Any method can work perfectly well with this recipe. I will start this on a low speed. Gradually I can just increase the speed as we go. So that is how I use the mixer. Gradually you just increase the speed as we go. Like I said earlier, if you don't have a mixer, you can just knead this with your hand, and it will just take you about 20 minutes for you to knead. But with a mixer, 10 to 8 minutes we are done. So halfway into the mixing, I'm going to pause this and add in our butter. And this is 4 tablespoons of butter. That's 60 grams of butter. So I'm just going to continue the kneading process, just a few minutes and we are done with this. So once we have achieved a stretchy dough, we go ahead to transfer this into our work surface. See, the dough is a little bit sticky, and that is still okay. Depending on the type of flour you use, you might not get a sticky dough, just for you to be on the note. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to sprinkle a little flour on it to bind it together. Just a little flour. You can see the amount you're going to use here. Just a little flour, I'm just going to sprinkle on it to bind it together, and that is it. I'll rub some margarine on the bowl so that the dough doesn't stick when we need that. So this is just going to help the dough to come out easily when it has already rested. So I'll cover the dough and I'll allow this to double its size. So once that is done, we can go ahead now into other preparations for this. And here I'm using a parchment paper. So I'm just going to cut this into sizes. This is very important. Just watch and see how I'm cutting this parchment paper. This will help us transfer the dough into the oil with ease. Seriously, if you don't do that, you're going to have struggles trying to carry the dough into the hot oil. So it's always very important you just place this on your parchment paper. Just take a look at how I'm cutting it so you can get it right. And these are the sizes that we got for this. So we are going to set this aside and go ahead to prepare the custard filling for these donuts. So in my saucepan, I'll add in these 3 egg yolks. I know some of the egg whites escaped, as you can see, but that is still okay. What we're going to do is that we're going to whisk this thoroughly. Just make sure you whisk it till it is well combined like this. I'll add in half cup of sugar and I'll continue mixing too. For this particular custard filling, anything you add, you just make sure you're going to mix it thoroughly. We are mixing everything off fire. So this is one of the simplest custard filling you can prepare. Here I'm adding in 2 cups of milk. I use full cream milk for this. I'll mix. I'll add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla flavor and just half teaspoon of salt, followed with 3 tablespoons of cornflour. So I'm just going to mix all this together. At this point, you just have to make sure there is no lump in this. So you just have to make sure you mix this very well. So at this point, we are just going to transfer this on fire now, and this is going to boil on very low heat. And while that is boiling, you just know that you have to just keep stirring so that it does not form any lump at all. Gradually you can see the custard filling getting thickened like this, so you just have to continue mixing till you have gotten to the consistency that you want. So I'm just going to continue mixing this on it is well thickened. We'll take this off fire and just transfer it into a bowl. I'll go ahead to take this into the refrigerator for it to cool, and it will harden the more. So while that is done, we are going back to our dough. The dough has double its size. See that dough. So this is time for us to just get to work. With a dough cutter, we are going to divide this dough evenly as I'm doing now. One thing that I always like to do is that I use my scale to weigh this dough one after the other. See, you just want to have an even dough. I don't know, especially if you're using this for a business, you just have to make sure you weigh your dough so that all of them can just weigh the same. You can see, I was thinking that this one will be as the same as the other one that we weighed, that was 96. You can see it is more than that. So I'll just keep reducing it to get similar measurement that we got. So this is what I'm doing, and this will make our dough be of the same size. All of them will have the same size. So I'll just quickly do this and we'll come back to molding this. All these have the same weight. So now we are just going to start rolling this. See how I rolled my dough. I'll place this on the parchment paper that we have already cut out. So I'm just going to continue till the dough is exhausted. Once my face tray is full, I'm going to cover this dough. Keep it in a warm place for it to rise. So you actually need this to be in a warm place for it to work well. And in about 18 minutes time, see what we have here. Our dough is ready to enter into the warm oil. I always say that, warm oil. So I'm just using my hands to check the temperature of this oil. It's not too hot, it's just warm. So I'm going to carry this and transfer into the oil. Just watch what I'm doing. So once the donut is ready on one side, we'll flip it over for it to also cook on the other side. You just need to keep an eye on your donuts and make sure that your fire is on low to medium heat, brother. So once this is done, we'll take it out from the oil and transfer it into the paper towel for it to drain any excess oil. Just take a look at that. You can see our donut, it is perfect. So I'm just going to allow this oil to cool. You don't need to just keep frying. If not, the donut will just cook on the outside and it won't get done in the inside. So once the oil is warm enough, we go ahead to fry the remaining donuts, and that is just basically how you fry your donuts. One thing I always do is that I don't overcrowd my pan whenever I'm frying donut. I just take as much as the pan can take. For this pan, it can take just a maximum of 4 for me, so it always works out well. So once this is done, we just do the same thing, transfer into the paper towel and allow this to drain any excess oil. I'm sure you like what you are seeing. If you want to glaze with any extra sugar, this is the right time once you're just bringing it out from the oil. So now we are going to bring out our filling from the refrigerator, and I'm just pouring it into my piping bag. We'll create a hole by the side of the donut and we'll go ahead now to pipe in this custard mixture into this. So you just have to be as generous as you like. So guys, let me open up this for you, and it is so good. Just take a look at this goodness, guys. Just take a look at it. Take a look at this. This will melt in your mouth. It is so nice. The filling is so perfect, and this is so good. I just want you to try this out and come back to tell me what you think. So I'm just going to go ahead now to just pipe our custard filling into the remaining donuts. I'm sure at this junction you can make a perfect donut for you and your family. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, comment below and share my recipe. I'll see you next time. Bye.